Tudor Games and Electric Football presents Playbook Illustrated with your host, Coach Kenshin. All right, coaches, let's get started. When you're playing a game against your fellow coach and having fun, no one wants to see Rule 14. But without it, there would be chaos and a loss of reason to play the game in the first place. So we'll identify each penalty or foul, explain what the foul looks like on the field, provide the gameplay justification behind each penalty, and show you how to enforce it, provided the violated team accepts the penalty. Penalties are the result of two things: error on the offender and acceptance by the offended. All coaches are accountable for their actions. Sportsmanship eliminates the errors. Most penalties in advanced gameplay electric football are process penalties, meaning you can correct them before play continues. So if opponent is in the neutral zone, have coach move him back. 12 men on the field, have coach take one off.
Set, pivot, motion.
Incorrect audibles,
Pivot.
Have coach correct them. No harm, no foul. Then proceed. We know that at higher levels of competition, penalties will be few and accepted more. At any level, good sportsmanship is good fellowship. Delay of game is a dead ball penalty. It occurs when either team has not acted in the required time during setup. Attempts to stall or suppress time could result in harsher penalties. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook to keep play moving along. Most games are on a continuous clock, and the team ahead in score does not wrongfully consume the time. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. The foul, if committed by the defense or receiving team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. False start is a dead ball penalty. It occurs when a player receiving the snap's initial move is toward the line of scrimmage on the snap, or making a scrimmage kick before the allotted time. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook and Tudor rulebook. In real football, the snap is a backwards pass. Moving forward simulates a start, resulting as a penalty there as well. On scrimmage kicks, the ball simulates time from the long snapper. The allocated time is between the snap and the kick. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. Holding is a live ball penalty. It occurs when the offender's arm hooks or holds the opposing player by the use of the upper extremities and prevents him from going upfield. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook. A player has the right, if it has beaten the opponent, to proceed upfield. However, if the opponent has a designed hook on it, the opponent is not penalized. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 10 yards from the previous spot or result of the play. The foul, if committed by the defense or receiving team, is 5 yards, first down, or result of play. Illegal formation or procedure is a live ball penalty. It occurs when either team lines up in a formation not established by the rules following the final set, or fails to follow established format. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook, to ensure proper formations and ensure general gameplay procedures. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 5 yards from the previous spot, or result of the play. The foul, if committed by the defense or receiving team, is 5 yards from the previous spot, or result of play. Illegal forward pass is a live ball penalty. It occurs when more than one or run across the line of scrimmage on a pass play.
There's a flag.
The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook. Only one forward pass must be behind the line of scrimmage, and once the ball leaves the offensive zone, no forward passes are allowed. The foul, if committed by the offense, is 5 yards from the spot of the pass and loss of down. Illegal kickoff free kick is a dead ball penalty. It occurs when the kickoff free kick doesn't cross the restraining line, leaves the field, or is touched along the sidelines, not in the end zone. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook. A free kick must be in the field of play. Just like the NFL rules, the location of the kick is where it's recovered, not where it rests. A receiver recovering the ball out of bounds will be a penalty on the kicking team. The foul, if committed by the kicking team, is 25 yards from kickoff and 30 yards from safety kick. Illegal motion is a dead ball penalty. It occurs when more than one player is moved before the snap on a scrimmage play. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook, where no more than one player can be in motion before the snap. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. Illegal shift is a dead ball penalty. It occurs when the offense conducts more than 2 audibles before the snap on a play. The reason is tailored to the rules in the Tudor rulebook, where only 2 changes are allowed. The authorized changes are a pivot, a shift, a motion, a rotation of the directional dial, or a play. Not counted is a substitution of a passing or kicking player. The foul, if committed by the offensive team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. Illegal substitution can be a dead or live ball penalty. It occurs when a team has same numbered players on the field during a down, or fail to replace with a like numbered player during a down. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook, where players are to have different numbers. Additionally, a substitution of a different numbered player during a down constitutes 2 players, totaling 12 players, or a player out of bounds at the start of a down, now entering the field after snap, is also a penalty. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. The foul, if committed by the defense or receiving team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. Ineligible receiver is a live ball penalty. It occurs when a pass hits an unengaged, ineligible receiver on the fly during a pass. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook. Ineligible receivers, either by number or their placement, are not eligible receivers on pass plays. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. Intentional grounding is a live ball penalty. It occurs when a pass from the pocket to a downfield receiver never crosses the line of scrimmage or leaves the playing surface to avoid a sack or loss. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook, where the passer attempting to prevent a loss cannot just dump the ball under pretense of passing to a receiver. This is a judgment by the referee, but it must cross the line of scrimmage. The foul, if committed by the offensive team, is 10 yards from the previous spot or spot of foul, whichever is the greater distance, and a loss of down. Interference with fair catch is a live ball penalty. It occurs when kicking team directs a player into receiver to prevent recovery.
There's a flag.
The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook, where the receiving team has the right of way to a kick ball. The kicking team's objective is to get to the ball or the runner after possession is gained. The foul, if committed by the kicking team, is 15 yards from the spot of the foul and catch awarded. Interlocking, interference, pushing, or helping runner is a live ball penalty. It occurs when players in the same zone lock arms to create a wall, one or more teammates in the same zone, or pushing the runner.
There's a flag.
The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook, where it is illegal to assist the runner in any fashion beyond blocking opponents and directing the base into the desired direction. Creating a shield around a forward-moving runner is illegal. The new runner can slip lead blockers, but it cannot be directed forward into sides of unengaged offensive players, shielding them from tackles. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 5 yards from the spot of the foul. The foul, if committed by the defensive or receiving team, is 5 yards from the spot of the foul. Offside, encroachment, or neutral zone infraction is a dead ball penalty. It occurs when a team lines up one or more players ahead of their lines or enters the neutral zone prior to the snap or kick following the final set. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook, where it is offsides when any part of the player extends over the prescribed line. It is encroachment when the base of the player is in the neutral zone before the snap. It is a neutral zone infraction when any part of the figure is in the neutral zone before the snap. The foul, if committed by the offensive or kicking team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. The foul, if committed by the defensive or receiving team, is 5 yards from the previous spot. A palpably unfair act is a dead or live ball penalty. It occurs when a non-player commits any act which is palpably unfair. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook, with special emphasis to miniature football leagues. Unfair acts by non-players or supporters cause harm to the coaches specifically, the game in particular, and the hobby generally. Some of these acts includes, but are not limited to, use of a suspended player, altering the opponent's players, playing with equipment outside league specifications, touching the field to affect speed or gameplay. The foul, if committed by either team, the referee shall make such ruling as he considers equitable, which includes but not limited to spotting the ball anywhere on the field, awarding scores, suspending players, and removal of supporters from the playing or viewing area. All palpably unfair acts are reported to higher officials for review. 12 men in the offensive huddle or too many men on the field is a dead or live ball penalty. It occurs when 12 or more players are on the field following the team's first set during play. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook. The ball is live when the first team announces set. The players on the field at that point is the players to be used until the next dead ball. The offensive action of substituting players other than the quarterback is seen as unfair gameplay to the defense. The foul, if committed by either team, is 5 yards from the previous spot, and after the snap, it is 5 yards or result of play. Unsportsmanlike conduct is a dead or live ball penalty. It occurs when either coach acts in a manner detrimental to good play. The reason is tailored to the rules in the NFL rulebook. Instant or repeated acts of violating rules, improper civility toward officials, opposing coach, and their supporters harm the integrity of the game. The foul, if committed by the offense or kicking team, is 15 yards from the previous spot, and or ejection or forfeit depending on severity. The foul, if committed by the defense or receiving team, is 15 yards from the succeeding spot, first down, and or ejection and forfeit depending on severity. Playbook Illustrated is brought to you by Tudor Games and the Friends of the Miniature Football Coaches Association. Meet one of them at www.electricfootball.com. All right, coaches, that's a wrap.